Welcome to my channel Study Squad. So, how are you? What about your preparation, exam preparation, and all? Okay, so let's start our class without delay. So, last class I have taken the topic on the age of Indian textiles, that is, before industrialization. How was the Indian textiles operated? Okay, today my topic is what happened to weavers. What happened to weavers who were working in this industries, textile industries? So let's start. Consolidation of East India Company after 1760 did not lead to decline in textile exports in India. So after 1760, after the consolidation of East India Company, there was not decline in the export of Indian textile industries. Before establishing, that is the East India Company, before establishing the political power on in Bengal and Carnatic. Carnatic means, that is Karnataka. Historically, the Europeans called Karnataka as Carnatic. Okay, that is between the Eastern Ghats and Coromandel coast. That is before establishing their political power in Bengal and Carnatic in 1760 and 1770. The companies found it difficult to supply the export to the from India. Okay, French, Dutch, Portuguese, local traders, they all competed in order in this industries, even in order to get woven cloth. They also bargained and tried selling to the best buyer. That is, they want to get a best buyer. Okay, so they bargained. And after the establishment of the political powers, this East India Company, they got monopoly. That is, they got right over this trade. That is through a series of steps. This monopoly, that is right over this trade to this East India Company, they started it through the series of steps. There was two steps. First step was, that is, eliminating the existing traders and brokers that is connected to this industries, and to appoint a paid servant called gomastas. That is, this gomastas, they controlled, examined the quality of the cloth. Okay, so the second step was they prevented the weavers from dealing with other buyers. That is, through advanced system, the weavers were prevented from dealing with other buyers. Okay, that is through an advanced system. That is, they gave loans to these weavers to buy the raw materials. Okay, and they were not allowed to make the trade with other buyers. After producing the goods, they have to give it directly to this gomastas. Okay, that was the two series of steps. The weavers had small pots of lands, so they worked in this industries, and also they worked in their small cultivated lands. So they were able to take over their families. But as the East India Company got this control over this industries, textile industries, the weavers were not able to work in their agricultural land, so they gave it to lease. Okay, their whole family worked in this textile woven industries, so they were not able to look after their agricultural land, so they gave it lease to other peoples. Okay, so this Carnatic and Bengal weavers, these peoples migrated to, what happened at last, this peoples in Bengal and Carnatic, they migrated to other villages in order to get a better, more livelihood. But they also opposed and protested against this British officials, revolted and opposed against this officials. Okay, and at last the weavers refused to work in this industries, and they also did not accept this loans. Okay, and they slowly stopped this working industries, and they went back to the agricultural labor. Okay, condition of weavers after East India Company took control or monopoly over this textile industries. Okay, so I hope you all understood the topic. So we'll meet in the next class. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.